You're about to listen to the award-winning Stuart Pedasso Show. This show is for ideologically and emotionally mature audiences. If you should not be here, please go away. We'll still be here when you're mature enough to partake. Mwah!
Hi, y'all. Welcome to the Stuart Pedasso Show. I'm Dave.
I'm Carrie.
And Melissa, Melissa's on assignment, and it's going to be an interesting... Her new job that
she's
talked
on a special
about,
assignment. It's a long-term.
Yeah.
Long-term assignment.
Her job that she talked about, her dream job, is,
she's delving deep.
Yeah. And she's on a when she can make it kind of basis, and this week, she cannot. Maybe next week she cannot.
She cannot.
But we'll get her in, week to week when she can make it.
Spring is the budding season.
Yeah. So, I hope you liked. We took a week off before and a week after Reef. We didn't plan that. It just worked out that way. But I hope you enjoyed those shows. We had fun doing them. It was pretty cool. And I actually still have audio left. I'm going to try, when I have time, to put it together and put it on our Patreon. So if you really are into them, listening to when we're at Reef, you can help us out on Patreon for like a whole $1 a month.
Ooh, that's not bad.
No,
Come on now.
And there's we post bits there before they go out to the general public. I had been posting old shows that we had originally taken down during the great job scare of 2000 whatever, and I have to admit I lost track of that. But yeah, I should have some in a week or so, some more audio from Reef up as well, and hopefully we will be we will be having we shouldn't have too many breaks in shows from weeks upcoming, one way or another.
Hopefully.
Well, I was going to do a show by myself last week, but here's my first order of business here. So as I announced a month or so ago, the great Linux experiment.
Linux? What?
Yes. So I got rid of Windows on the computer here.
Oh, Linux. So sorry.
Studio.
My mind went totally a different place.
And
I'm thinking
installed
sign language. I don't know.
I installed Linux, and it wasn't bad. It's what they say is true. It is a learning curve, and you got to look up stuff on YouTube a lot and other places. But I had it working where I was online. I was able to do everything I could do with Windows, except for anything that had to do with Stuart.
Oh, okay.
And I tried and I tried and I couldn't make it work. And so I just decided that, damn it, the tens of listeners out there are more important than me sticking it to Microsoft. So I went back to Windows, which has been a journey in itself. Still not sure it's at 100%. Sometimes I'm still having trouble getting anything to boot up on the computer.
Oh, really?
But I'm working on that. I think I got it fixed, but every time I say that, it goes goofy again, and I got to use the boot disk.
So is it true, though, that Europe is moving away from a lot of the stuff that America is on? Like they're moving away from?
I think so.
Palantir and
I believe
whatnot.
So,
okay.
But I haven't been
and is
able
it
to keep
true
track.
Visa and MasterCard as well?
I think so,
That
but
is
again,
the latest I heard, which is amazing.
You would probably know that more than me. I've been
right.
a little, which I want to talk about. A new project that I'm involved in. I don't think I've talked about it on the show yet. That's been taking up my time, which is another reason I was not able to do a show on my own last week.
Okay. Well, I've been busy learning the newest slang from the kids, like shooting rainbows and whatnot. You know what that means?
No, I don't. My kids are out in the rural area, so like
I get some of them too.
They're like about at least 6 months behind. They get the new lingo, but it's usually a little bit after the city folk.
Shooting rainbows.
Okay, and that would be what?
Masturbating.
Okay. Hey man, if you shoot rainbows, more power to you, man.
Right? It sounded so sweet and so nice. Shooting rainbows.
Okay. How did that come up? No pun intended.
Right?
Well, maybe it was intended, but
a kid asked if I ever shot rainbows.
Ah, Well,
Didn't know what it meant.
everybody else giggled.
Yeah, they were giggling.
Yeah, right.
Another kid, I said, well, I don't know. That sounds a little inappropriate. Another kid said, yep, miss, it is inappropriate. I said, yeah, I'm not going to look that up.
Okay.
And they all agreed, yeah, you're not going to look that up. And the kid admitted to me, yeah, miss, don't look that up. I said, okay. And another kid told me what it meant fairly quickly. So they all kind of told me what it was, So I wouldn't get in trouble for looking it up. And one of the nurses on her phone real quick looked it up, and they looked up at me real quick and go, yep, that's exactly what it was. I go, okay. We won't be saying that.
No.
In a way, the kids help us out by letting us know so we didn't get caught saying it.
Right.
Because it sounded pretty innocent. Shooting rainbows.
Well, you can act dumb and go, I didn't know what it meant.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Well,
So-
I will, not, because
it could be pretty pro LGBTQ.
Sure.
And it can, and that's what they said. They said it's kind of like, sort of like can
gay
be used-
masturbation.
but not necessarily. Ooh,
Yeah, it's raining.
Yeah, it is.
I'm glad it's raining now. Well, I will not. I had a not comparable, but I will not just fool me once. I will not get fired. So I will not-
Right.
Yeah.
Well, so it's funny is one of my kids has where I work, they have coping cards, and they're on these little. They put them on like a little ring, so they can flip, and they're and one of my girl, absolutely very creative, and unicorns, and so made up her own, and she used unicorns, and one of her sayings is, I forgot exactly what it was, but the unicorn has rainbows coming out the behind.
Yes.
So I'm looking at it, and after this conversation we had, and I let the therapist know who made them with this child, I said, oh, that's funny. And I explained to her what shooting rainbows was, and that morning is when they made these, and they looked up I forgot what app it was that you can create these things. And she said, oh, that's so funny, because she wanted them to be coming out like she was peeing rainbows. I thought it was kind of funny that she wanted them to come out that way. We put 2 and 2 together, and that's where she was going with it. And it was supposed to be a positive one that she was,
Yeah.
And it's so funny how I'm like, oh, she almost got that one through.
Well, it's funny.
They are creative.
Yeah.
They are creative.
And it's actually a normal part of development.
Oh,
And it's-
absolutely.
and it's
And that's
pretty
what the therapist and I, and this is a 9th grader taking AP World History.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and we're like, we were impressed with her creativity.
Yeah.
And afterwards, I talked to the therapist. I go back in, and I was like, and I looked at, and she was so proud showing them to me. And I sat down, and it was just she and I said, I go, by the way, and I looked at the one app, and I go, I heard about how you tried to get the opposite one through with and she just looked at me and she goes, you heard about that, huh? I go, yeah, I did, and just handed it back to her. Like, but we're there with the kids because this is also a girl that had a 4-hour intervention meeting for a very serious, you know what I mean? Like they're there for very serious reasons, you know, like that's not the battle you're going to have. And, and you know what I mean? It's like, that's where her I'm so glad that's where her energy was going. You know what I'm saying?
And I look, so I, how can I put this? Again,
I'm glad I
without me getting
connected with
fired.
her on that.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
So as a teacher,
Yeah.
and you end up having to teach like all the subjects.
Yeah.
Right. So as
Support. I want to say support because I would love to say I teach them.
Sure. Well, you support.
I don't want
you
to take credit for what I
coach-
don't do.
co-
There you go.
Educational coach.
There you go.
So we're supposed to. It's on the test. We're
Yeah.
supposed to teach violence. We're supposed to teach murder.
Yeah.
That's and act like it's patriotic and it's yay,
Yeah.
look who we beat and we killed, but anything about sexuality, you're a pervert and they only show around kids.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, it's how you do it. It always takes a few people to spoil it for everybody. And I'm not saying I'm itching to go in and start talking about sex, but the point is, if it comes up naturally with teenagers, you have to go, well, I'm sorry, we can't talk about that.
Right.
If you want to talk about murder, woo, there's a test on it.
Well, I think it was that she was trying to get away with something. Like
Oh,
they
well, there's that too.
snuck
But
away.
again,
And
there's that
but
too.
here's the thing, and I was like, I get that you got away with something, and one of the things that some of these kids are there for are some serious shit. And if that's something that got them through the day, I'm happy for them. You know what I mean?
And
It's such
some
a
of it
small
could be
thing.
connected to like sexual abuse or something like trauma.
Correct. And
Absolutely.
some of these kids are there because they want to die.
Yeah.
They're actively trying to kill themselves.
Sure.
And they're feeling like they have no control over their lives. And if this is a feeling of control because they got this little thing through,
Yeah.
God love them. And I'm saying to them, here's a life skill for you. Honestly.
Hey there,
if
Becky.
you think about this.
Shoot those rainbows.
In a way, here's a life skill. Here's something for you to learn. Like, here's an obstacle. How do you get this obstacle through? Or how do you get over this obstacle you have? Right? You want to show your creativity. You have these unicorns. You wanted them to shoot out the front. You showed them to shoot out the back. Like, you guys wanted to talk about something during snack that you knew couldn't get through. You looked around the room. You read the room. You saw the two people that were here. You knew what you could talk about. You knew what you can't talk about. I mean, I have those conversations with the kids. We also had a conversation, and I also preface this. One of my kids who hasn't been to school very much, we're having an issue with the school itself, but the kid has been to so many programs, and I understand it from both points of view, the school and the students, because the student doesn't follow through in handing anything in. Teachers are frustrated because they create all this work, and then the student goes to another placement, they're in a different unit. Here the student's like, well, I want work. Here we are, right? So talking to the student, wanting them to be, still engaged, trying to get them to feel like they're wanting to be a part of it. I don't know. It's a fine line. It's just such a fine line to walk. I don't know. I don't always know if I'm doing the right thing, I guess what I'm trying to say. I really don't.
I would.
Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
I do understand what you're trying to say. I would not, as someone who's not there, obviously,
Like, am I giving them excuses or am I helping them? Like, I don't know sometimes.
You're doing fine.
I don't know.
Like most teaching situations these days, there is no perfect.
We did get to, that was one of the things that this one particular student came up with, because she's starting to look into things because she has no work. So we're getting into things. I'm asking her, well, what do you want to learn about? And one of the things that came up, another student is looking into something else that they're doing. And the conversation came up with, why aren't they teaching us these things about, how come they teach us stuff that happened in the Holocaust and they never teach us stuff that actually happened in our country? And I was sitting there and we just got done talking about two parallel lines cut by a transversal. Just got done teaching her that, right? And I'm sitting there with a whiteboard and I go, have you ever heard about Tulsa, the Black Wall Street, Tulsa Race Massacre? Anybody? And so I asked anybody in the class, has anybody heard about it? And it's one kid from a different district, kind of rural. And he turns around and goes, no, well, actually, yeah. Wasn't that Black Wall Street? Yeah. Shocking.
I wonder if he's one of my students.
Right? So got into it turned into a classroom.
I got thrown out of a school district for teaching that shit.
So there are some that are learning about it. And then we got into the conversation about how they're trying to not teach some of it. Mm-hmm. And then the kid, one of the kids just said, well, I guess I don't understand why we have to learn about another country and what they did bad. Why aren't we learning about what we did bad? I mean, it was just so obvious to these kids, and I didn't have to say a damn thing. I didn't say anything.
It's one of the things. There's most things. There's usually never 100% good and 100% bad. There's always a mix of stuff. So in terms of any situation, right. So I see a lot. I know us old folk like to bitch about the damn kids these days and they won't get off our lawn and all that shit. But I see, I'm worried about some things, that they are getting too attracted to the little toys that the rich are dangling in front of us, mm-hmm. the technology, but they're also getting shit like that. And they're not as afraid of words like socialism or communism anymore, like we were taught to.
We also got into this conversation.
Yeah.
She's looking at maps. She's going, well, what countries are communist? And I go, well, then the whole class, I said, well, it depends on what you consider communist.
Yeah. So I that part makes me have hope for the future, but I am worried about how like nobody reads anymore. And that concerns me too, because there's a lot of stuff that's happening in the now that you're not going to get from TikTok. And so,
okay, so
like I
that
said,
just
good
means
and
we have
bad.
to shift.
Well, I'm just saying, that's what I'm saying. There's good and bad. So I'm not giving up all hope. It's like, oh, we're doomed and this generation's doomed, because there is some stuff to worry about. But then back in the day, I'm sure there were folks worried about us, our generation.
Correct.
So
Very
you know,
much so.
Yeah.
So we just have to
damn Led
shift.
Zeppelin, everything's going to hell.
Well, it's these kids' parents. A lot of them were educated.
Can you talk for a minute while I get more?
Absolutely.
alcohol? Do you need more?
Absolutely. So a lot of their parents were educated, so I think their kids are also educated. I don't know. I think it's. I was shocked. So anyway, so we had this conversation. So all of a sudden the kids all stopped and they're in front of their computers. And I said, well, let's look it up. Let's Google it. And they're all like, oh, my teachers don't like us looking stuff up. I said, well,
Yeah.
we're not looking up answers. We're looking for specific information. I said, we're looking for definitions, and then we're going to use those definitions to come up with our own conclusions. I said, we're not looking up answers. There's a big difference. So we looked up communist countries. We looked up what is the definition of communism. And then we just got into this conversation. And then, of course, the class ended.
Even communists don't agree with what communism is.
Correct. We weren't like,
Which
and
is
then we
really
ended
annoying.
up with the finally deciding that there are no true communist countries. There are no true democratic countries. There are
Yeah.
nobody is what they say they are.
Well, there's nothing that's ever been pure anything.
Correct.
Yeah.
So, and then they wanted to know, well, and I said, well, our own country is actually changing. I said, we're becoming more like there's more what we call, I guess, oligarchs. And then they want to know what that is. And I had a hard time describing it. I said, well, okay. I gotta look this up now. So, and I always, because usually I don't really know how to explain it. So I put it up on the board and then I have them try and look it up. And I said, okay, now everybody look it up. Now read what it says, but now make it make sense to you so you can explain it to me. And I always pretend like I don't know what it means, but I really don't in a lot of ways. Like I don't know. When I say I don't know what it means, it's because I can't explain it to you to make you understand. Like I know what it means in my head, but if I can't make you understand it, then I don't truly understand it. You know what I mean? As a teacher, to me, that means I don't understand it if I can't explain it to you. You know what I mean?
I do.
Like in my head, I can understand it, but I can't always explain things to somebody.
I don't know. I don't think that means you don't know it.
Okay.
I don't think.
Because I struggle in the other subjects here.
Well, so look. So one
Math
of the
I'm
things
so much better with.
One of the things, sure, and one of the things that I try to get across to students is that look, no matter how much I might know about something, or even you can't know everything. So forget about like the school stuff. So I'll know, like knowing my individual kids. You know stuff about video games. You don't know everything about video
Correct.
games. You know way more than most people, but you don't know everything.
Right.
And you all know what I'm into, and I can tell you I know more than the average bear, but I no way in heck do I know everything. And that's the key to actually being, quote, intelligent, is when you realize you don't know everything.
Right.
So you don't walk around acting like you do.
Right.
And that's how you get to learn more. Because that if you accept that, then most of the time you end up being curious about stuff.
Oh
and
my
you
gosh.
keep trying to find stuff
My
out.
kids, I swear, at first I didn't embrace asking the class. I absolutely embrace asking the class. That's my thing now. Like, okay, ask the class, because I love, and I say this all the time, saying I am always learning, and I learn so much
Yeah.
from all of you because I'm exposed to so many kids throughout
Right.
the year or throughout the school year.
Yeah.
So, and each one of those kids, I get a different teacher from those kids.
Right.
So I always ask the kids when a kid has a problem or an issue with any of their assignments, and I don't know it right off the bat, I'll ask the class.
Yep.
Hey, anybody got? And the kids learn so much better from each other. So some think it's I'll go, I'm just being lazy. Like sometimes I frame it that way so the kids think it's funny, but
So, speaking of current events,
Shaw.
kind of a
boy.
segue, sort of a little,
Sort of,
little
okay.
awkward, but a little segue. I'd like to tell folks, and you included, about something that I've been working on because I'm about to demonstrate some civics here.
Okay.
So I hope if you're a regular listener to the Stuart Pedasso show, I hope you're sitting down because you'll be shocked, I say,
Shocked.
from what I'm about to tell you. I am actually running somebody's political campaign.
What?
I know, it's crazy.
You're running a political campaign?
So what happened is I was at a Speak Up for Palestine event, and I was introduced to this, well, because I'm old, I'll call him young man. He's 29. And dude he's running for Congress as an independent. And
Wait, what? Really?
yeah. So we started talking, and then we got together for coffee, and he had his campaign. He has a website, and he has all this other stuff. And turns out he doesn't have a campaign manager. And I looked at his website, and basically this dude's a green, man. He really is. I mean, his political
Okay, but
stuff
he's independent.
Well, he's really, this run anyway, he's really insistent on being in no party. So he's registered
Good for
in no
him.
party.
I think he's smart doing that.
And we'll see.
I think he's smart doing that right now.
So I came on board like just a few days before petitioning started. So I didn't have really much of a chance to have a head of steam. So I'm not going to lie. And we've had this talk too. I don't know if we're going to hit the threshold of getting enough signatures to get him on the ballot, because he needs 3,500 minimum. That's just that they'll accept. You want more than that to survive, because I guarantee you someone will challenge his signatures to keep him off the ballot. So I don't know if we have enough time to get that many signatures. Now, I was at the public market for 5 hours today. I would have been longer, another 2, but I had to come home because I had people coming over to the house to talk about the local garden that's around the corner. So I had to leave a little bit early. I mean, I did get 135 signatures today.
Yeah.
So I don't know if the mics are picking that up. Somebody with their fancy vroom motorcycle. And so if you get a chance, you should check out his website. Even if you don't live in this area, now check this out. His name is Cloud Walton. Cloud with a K. And the website is Cloud with a K, cloudforcongress.com. A little bit of alliteration there. If you do a web search, cloudforcongress.com, and not just go to that website, you're going to get some wanker down in Texas who is Mike Cloud with a C, who's a douchebag, who's like in the state legislature.
So we're not supporting the douche.
No. So I'm just saying, if you just put in the address cloudforcongress.com, don't search for Cloud for Congress. So, or else you get, the algorithms.
Got it.
Yeah. So anyway, his name's Cloud Walton, and I like what he's trying to do. First time running, and he went big.
Yeah.
And we've already started talking. He understands that we are really behind. We might not get the numbers. And so we've already had a conversation about, if this doesn't work, what's the next step? And we already have a next step.
What got him into it? What made him?
Here's the funny thing. Because I just jumped on board so late, I haven't had a chance to really just hang out and talk to him.
What made you jump on board?
His issues.
What was it? What jumped on?
Single payer, not funding wars, housing as a human right. Stuff I've been, the wars part I didn't do for city council, but pretty much, stuff that Greens have been fighting for the whole time.
So you just looked at what he's for.
I looked at what he's trying to do, and I'm like, and dude's running first time, and he didn't have any help, and you know how I am. I just can't say no shit. So
that's all it was.
That's all it was. That's all it took. So
what's a single guy like you doing in a
right.
place like this
Yeah, right.
with no help?
Well, he's not. He has an awesome partner, and during the campaign last week, they got married. Right on 420.
Oh, I
was on
got you.
purpose. Yep.
Got you there.
So, you feel free to check that out. So I'm bringing this up because I'm about to participate.
Cloud on 420.
And, I know.
Sorry.
And in a civic thing. So, Carrie,
Shaw.
would you be interested in signing a petition to help Cloud get on the ballot for Congress?
I would be happy to.
I happen to have a clipboard with the petition. Actually, the reason I really, really want to do this, each petition has up to 5 signatures on it, and this one only has 4, and I'm losing. I can't stop the day. Hold on, I'm gonna give you a pen. I can't.
You're gonna close out this board?
I have to close out this sheet.
Close
man.
out the
It
board,
was
man.
driving me crazy. So there you go.
And I'm a city resident.
Yeah, you are. Well, this is anybody in the county now.
Oh, it's county.
Because it's for Congress.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay.
So top line is your signature.
Do I need?
Yeah, you can do it if you want, but I can do it.
Okay.
And we had some interesting stuff I can tell you about how people are douchebags in just a second. And then print your name underneath. And then the address you're registered to vote at. See what we're doing? We're participating in civics right in front of your ears.
Nice.
And we're going to leave the box next to it blank because the Board of Elections makes me jump through hoops and I have to look stuff up.
Where do I put the apartment number?
You just put it right next to it. It doesn't matter.
Underneath or right
Sure,
next to
whatever
it?
you like. It doesn't
I
matter.
never know where to put that.
Well, can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you a secret. Don't tell anybody.
Yeah.
As long as your signature's there, the rest is just,
They
it
don't
doesn't matter
care.
where you put it. Well, they can't do anything about it. Let's put it that way. Just put it right there. You're fine. As long as it's your signature, they can't do jack.
Got it. Well, they make you so nervous that everything's not going to be perfect lately.
Yeah, no. Well, actually, that's a great segue for one of the stories I want to tell folks. So jump on. I
Okay.
can't thank you.
Because
Yeah,
I've been
I got this
nervous
shit
about sending in my passport. Oh my God, to get it renewed because it doesn't expire until next year. However,
It
I
takes
still
forever.
have this. The sex is still wrong, so I know I can get that.
Sex is never wrong, Carrie, if it's
fixed.
consensual.
Hush now. My gender is wrong.
I just
Hush now. So I can get that fixed for free. However, I can get it all. I can renew
You're gonna
my.
get your gender fixed for free.
I can get it. I can renew it now. But I'm afraid to send it in because I didn't know my daughter's due in 2 weeks. So I didn't know what was going on. I didn't want it to be out. Long story short, fuck. I don't know why I didn't send it in. And now it turns out I may be able to go to Spain as soon as school lets out. So I'm glad I didn't send it in. But now they might be putting his motherfucking picture on her passport.
No, it's you have to go to a certain place in DC to have that happen.
Oh, thank you,
Yeah,
Jesus.
no. I found yeah.
But still.
You'll be fine.
Anywho.
So, okay.
Okay.
Joke for the show.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Yep, yep.
Because this is so over the top, I feel like I need this disclaimer.
Okay.
So, Carrie, do you need help becoming a woman?
Jesus Christ.
Come on, it was right there.
I did go for 10 years.
I'm just
I
saying.
was a man for 10 years on my passport.
All right, it's all right.
According to my passport. The only place.
We're a full-service podcast here at the Stuart Pedestrian
Only
Show.
place
If
that
you
was
need help becoming
shown
a
as
woman,
being
Carrie,
a man. I didn't know I was a man, though.
sounds like
That's
a
the
Cinemax
scariest.
movie.
That was the scariest thing is, though, I didn't know the whole time. Don't you think there's an issue?
That's what I'm
Didn't
saying.
know.
That's what I'm saying.
Whole time,
It's-
didn't know.
It's time.
Didn't know.
It's time to make you a woman, Carrie.
I had to get a birth certificate to show that I'm not the whole time that I didn't know. Get it fixed.
Taking notes.
I never really did feel like a total girly girl, so I don't wear makeup, so maybe
That isn't what makes you a woman. You get. I can do this all day.
you know, your sister did always make me the guy whenever we played. I always
Oh,
thought it was
dear.
because I was
Now
tall.
Now it's getting awkward.
I always
You're
thought it was
bringing
because
my
I was
sister into
tall.
this,
Because I
dude.
thought I was tall, but maybe there's more to it, man.
So check this out. Speaking of bureaucracy and how people in parties are douchebags. So here in New York State, they have a law that the Board of Elections in each municipality has to have a Republican part and a Democrat part, which means the people who are in no party or third parties, fuck y'all. So whenever I deal with the local Board of elections, I actually go to the Republican side because the Democrats have always been childish little douchebags. And because I came on board this campaign at the last minute, I didn't have time to do like little things. So what I did is I whipped up the petition that we have to have people sign. And I had it ready. And if you notice, Carrie, the one you just signed is on legal size, right? That is a pain in the ass. And over time, there's been different lawsuits and things like that. And not everything on the sheet is necessary anymore. And you can put it on an 8x11 so you can make regular copies and print it on your printer without anything special. And I had that ready to go. And the candidate, who, again, awesome dude, awesome. But he didn't know. And he had heard from some other people, you should show it to the Board of Elections just so they can check it. And he did that the first day of petitioning before we had gotten signatures.
Right.
And they lied to his face and said it was all wrong and you have to jump through all these hoops and change it. And they had him go like old school that was like 20 years old that you don't have to do anymore. And now we had to trash all the petitions I had already had printed and we created a new one that's legal size. It's a pain in the ass. You have to have special clipboards now so your shit doesn't get ruined. And they're just petty like that. And it's the day he went to the Democrat side. And I told him afterwards, I didn't yell or anything. I was like, dude, don't worry about it, man. We got this. It's fine. We'll make do. But they did a little cheesy thing just to put us back a day. And they knew exactly what were doing. They were lying. They were lying to your face. I could have told you they were lying because my petitions last year was the shorter format, and they took my petitions. They passed through. I was on the ballot. So I know they were full of shit. So your results may vary, but if you're doing anything at the with the Board of Elections where you are, New York State or otherwise, really ask folks who have run for office. It is a pain in the ass, but they will hose you over if you're not the anointed one. If you're not like the Democratic or the Republican anointed by the party, even if you're in that party and you're a challenger, they will fuck with you. And that's just a little passive aggressive move they did. So didn't hose us, didn't set us back to where we can't do it, where we can't get on the ballot because of that, but just fucked a day over for us and had
So
it trash
those
resources.
you couldn't use those signatures anymore?
Well, we hadn't gotten signatures yet.
Oh.
Because he found out the morning of the first day. So we couldn't go get signatures that first day, because we had to redo petitions and get copies and shit like that. So, no, we fortunately did not get, fortunately, we didn't get any signatures yet. But it still hosed us over for a day, put us a day behind.
Got it.
And they will do that. They've done things like where you go to they used to print out district maps for you, and you'd go to the Democratic side and they'd be like, oh, we're all out, you'll have to come back in a week. And you go over to the Republican side right after you finish with them, and they'll be like, oh, do you want it in color? It's like because the Dems are just trying to fuck with you, because they know, especially me being a green, they think that we're taking Democratic votes. So they fuck with
And this is everywhere or just Monroe County?
I can tell you Monroe County. I would just say your results may vary and check. It could be even worse in other places. I don't know. But that's the kind of little cheesy bullshit things that these folks do. Look what they're doing to Butch Ware in California, who's running for governor. There's a federal lawsuit that actually they go to court this Monday, May 4th, and they had him thrown off the ballot for, they lied in court and lied about why they threw him off. And so now they're taking it to federal court to sue, but ballots are printed and out. So I don't even know how they're going to be able to redress this, and it was a Democratic Secretary of State who did this, and they're going to get hosed in court, the Dems, but it might be too late.
He?
Butch Ware is a Green who was the vice presidential candidate last year for the Green Party, and now he's running for governor in California. Pretty cool dude. You totally check him out if you're into politics in general. He's really helping the Green Party grow, particularly on the West Coast. He is polling ahead of most of the Democratic candidates. He's in the polls. People are when they're asking who they're going to vote for, and they list all the Democratic and maybe Republican candidates, 40% of people in the polling are saying, "Oh no, I'm voting for Butch Ware."
And that's in what, California?
California.
Got it.
And the Democrats got him thrown off the ballot because they lied, and hopefully it's going to federal court and they can fix it. But that's the kind of cheesy shit these parties that are corporate run do to try to keep their parties off. So just letting you know, that's just little story from around here. And there's bigger stories like Butch Ware. They sued and got Jill Stein kicked off the ballot in 4 states last year's presidential thing. They used their money on purpose to make us use our money so that we can't spend it on getting the voters. So I guess it all is quote fair when you run the system. So thank you. I got 136 today,
Now you close out your sheet.
and I closed out my sheet, which makes me. I'll sleep tonight. now.
Close out your sheet.
Thank you very much.
So I guess we're just screwed. We're just fucking screwed, basically.
As before you came on board to the show, I was saying we have to bottom out, and we're getting there. So I'm not yay, but it's like I want to be proven wrong. In this case, I'm not being proven wrong, but I think from this it's an opportunity. It sucks. People are going to suffer, maybe us included, but
What do you mean maybe? Of course we'll be.
yeah, but
it's gonna suck.
But I don't see any other way. I don't think we can reform our way out of this. I really don't see how.
Well, so, but what's happening is our country's becoming a corporation.
Yeah, but it has been. It's just they haven't been saying the quiet part out loud. We've got this ridiculous
Correct,
clown.
but there's no way of. I don't say there's no. I'm not saying there's no way. I'm just saying. I think they're getting really good at. I'm getting really scared.
Yeah, that's what I'm not saying not to, but we're gonna have to create our own shit to survive, our own food sources, our own stuff like that, and that's just
To survive, well, it's going to be kind of hard to do that when they control everything.
well, that's where mutual aid. You gotta. There's ways to do this, and
Well, when they control all of the housing, I mean, that's going to be hard. And all of the land, how do you control the food source? Palantir is about, they just got into farming. They are about to control all the seed.
oh yeah, no, Bill Gates and some other rich folks have been buying up farmland for
They're going
years
to
now.
control the food supply.
Yeah, no, the commercial food supply. You're right. Well, like I said earlier, I don't remember. I'm sorry, I don't remember if I hit record yet or not when I said this. So the meeting, I had people over today to the house, and we were talking about using this piece of land the city owns, and in conjunction with our own backyards, to grow food that would be for the neighborhood, for ourselves, and then to share in food stands and things like that. And that's just the type of mutual aid to start and make it more consistent and make it maybe even more solidified is not the word I'm looking for. Something that's more official kind of thing. The Green Party's meeting locally for April had mutual aid groups together, and we started having a conversation how they could start working together and help each other. And we went away with specific ways these different groups could start working together. So it's just going to take us to just circumvent stuff. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but I think it might be that or nothing. So I'm not disagreeing with you, Carrie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just finding.
Well, they're about to pollute everything.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
And they're about to take everything. The drone industry is exploding. They don't give a shit whether we live or die. They're about to automate everything, so they don't really need the population.
I think we will get to, while science fiction-y kind of, I think it's going to get to where we're going to be doing some stuff on the down low. That's all I'll just say. I don't want to say too much because the tens of listeners on this show, I don't want to say, hey, let's set shit on fire, and then they come to my house and drag me away.
Right, but it's just that not everybody's in the position to do the things that you're talking about.
There could be a point, going with what you're saying.
Yeah.
You might not have a choice. Right now, we're at a point where.
And I think that's why they're killing all of these grants and everything to get solar power. Individual, that stuff used to be out there and encouraged. Now, people can't get that stuff, and there's a reason.
Bit, but you're right; it's much less. You're absolutely right. No, I know, and the folks who have right now are going to have to figure out a way to share, and yeah, what'll happen is, and you can give credit where it's due. At some point, if there's this rebound effect, and we do get Democrats back in office, as shitty as I will say that they are, you'll probably get some of that stuff.
Not all Democrats were shitty.
I'm still going to stick with it, but that's okay. We can have that discussion later. But all I'm saying is,
just like not all Republicans were shitty. You just got done saying how you got good service from Republicans. So not all Republicans were shitty.
Well, yes. Okay,
Therefore, not all Democrats can be shitty.
but at the Board of Elections in that story, they would help us because they thought the same. We would be hurting Democrats. So it was really in their own best interest.
Okay.
So we went to them, using them, knowing that they would help us because they thought we were hurting.
I'm just
Democrats.
saying there are people
Yeah.
that do have the same altruistic want the best for our country. They may not agree at the end of the day for getting there in the same way. But I believe both Democrat and Republicans have vicious, horrible people in their party.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Yeah. But I also believe in both parties there are good people.
Okay, now I'm going to sound weird, but it depends on what your definition of good person is. I know that sounds cheesy.
I know it does. I think there are
people
in
that don't
both parties
puppies,
that
yes, I
aren't the
agree.
same as the ones that are in both parties that are there to just make money, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I understand.
Just like in organized religion, there are people that are in the religion that use it as a shield to get what they want, that aren't just true believers. Whereas there are people that are in the church that are there out of 100%. That's their identity. And you can separate the two. So in politics, I think there are two different forms of a Democrat. There are two different forms of a Republican. And I can see the difference.
Where am I at time? Yeah.
I don't always know who you are when I meet you, but I know there are two different Republicans.
Right. So, and Republican or Democrat, you meet somebody, are they someone who would buy or sell a 14-year-old girl? Probably not, but yeah. And if, again, we're that thing of, in any of them, I don't care what party you're in or no party, if that's your thing, you need to be banished and done, punished, whatever. But even someone who is, quote, nice person, who just basic decency, like doesn't kick puppies, that kind of thing, shouldn't just necessarily throw people out of their houses. There's the I'm not racist.
I just think there are people that wore the cloak of Democrat, but there are people that are that I think there are Democrats that are true good people. I don't know.
Again, there's no black and white. So good
Correct.
to a certain whatever. Yeah.
Can any politician be 100%?
Well, no
perfect?
person. No person. Can.
Correct.
I
mean,
understand. No, I'm not. Okay, myself included, without question.
Right.
So, anyway, as I was saying,
Okay.
if there's this rebound effect and Democrats take control, they're not going to change the system. They're not.
No.
They're not. But you will get some things for a while back, like some grants for solar power. And I do totally see that. I mean, like under Biden, that was, as much as I hated the dude and he had problems, and I'm not going to get into trashing Biden right now. But yeah, there was stuff like grants for solar and all that jazz. So some of that little stuff will come back. And if we're smart, the people who recognize us will take advantage of that while it's available and get stuff to be able to create a new system.
Right.
So you just got to take advantage of it while you can. And it's still around today. It's just way, way less, without question.
Yeah.
So you got to do the best you can to find what is available and take advantage of that in a sense where you're preparing for. I still think we're going to continue to bottom out. I think that's where it might be irreversible, and we just have to be ready. And again, I still think it's an opportunity.
What do you mean an opportunity for what?
To change the way we do shit. And it's going to mean, okay, not me necessarily being at my advanced age, but it might mean, which is, again, giving me hope. These young kids fucking up rich people's shit. Hackers who hack, getting in and dealing with things like Palantir and some of this shit. I think it's people taking some chances. Again, I'm not calling for it. I'm predicting. I'm not telling people to do
the United
this.
States, well, first of all, our economy is going to have to crash.
Oh, we're getting there. We're very, very
Correct.
close.
Well, once that happens, then you're just going to have criminals come in and just do what criminals do. And that's what's going to happen. And you're going to have crime everywhere and good people are gonna fucking suffer.
Well,
The rich are gonna protect themselves, and then
they've been. They buy their own
Correct.
islands, and some of them have
correct,
bunkers.
and then eventually
yeah.
the poor are gonna find them and attack them.
Well, yeah, it will be kind of dystopian, although we're getting there now.
correct,
But-
and that's how we're gonna turn into. What was the last empire that fell? The
Ottoman.
Nope. No, I was watching something recently where we're talking about the they talked about
I guess British
Spanish
would be
first.
after that. Yeah.
No, they talked about the Spanish Empire, money and what is it with armies? They had the army might, so and how they fell. They had the money, and then they had the armies, and they fought too many wars everywhere, and that's what's their undoing. Then you had the British. They too many wars spread out. What was the British? The sun never sets on the British Empire, but they were fighting too many wars everywhere. Their money spread out, but that was everything was their money was everywhere,
Just
right?
like us. Yep.
Just
Absolutely.
like us. Then it was the Russian Empire or the Soviet Union, but they had wars going on. But their money was the strongest everywhere at one point, right? Then too many wars spread out, and they had their collapse. Then it's us.
Yeah, the people
Too
who
many
do
wars
this, the people who
everywhere.
do this always think that's not going to happen to us.
Now, history doesn't repeat; it rhymes. We're at that point, like all of those other ones.
Yeah.
We're right at that point, and it's these wars. Like it's freaking Iran war. It's just stupid. It's so stupid.
Well,
But it's doing what it was intended to do.
but we again, being as stubborn and stupid as we are,
It's funding what needs to be funded. That's what he wants.
but Iran is kicking our ass.
correct. But they're,
So what they're
Who's
not
making
supposed
money?
to. No, I know that. I understand that. No, yeah, they literally today.
well, yeah, I know they weren't
literally
expecting
today
them
in
to
my
do what they
feed,
do.
somehow he just did Trump did an $8 billion sale to all these different countries of arms. So more weapons are going all over the Middle East or Eastern.
And they're going to
Western
weaken us
Asia.
everywhere, and then we're going to be exactly what they're talking about
Yeah.
everywhere else.
So-
and we're going to be
So it's you and me who can't go over there and do anything and pick up a gun and start fighting. But what we can do is, again, back home, start looking for ways to do mutual aid, to help each other, which is really what we can do to not only deal with this, but to fuck with the system. Unless you're willing to pick up that pitchfork literally yourself, which I don't think I am. I mean, who knows? Maybe like in a Lord of the Rings kind of way when they had to give the old guys like swords and shit. But I won't get too geeky into that. But
Right.
yeah, but I mean, if it comes to that down the road, whatever, I'll have to go buy a pitchfork. But I mean, just anything we can do to subvert that corporate mindset. And that might be literally growing your own food to a degree, sharing stuff that you don't usually do, reaching out to people you don't really talk to most of the time. And they want us to not talk to each other. I say they, but the folks who are in charge of stuff, they don't want us talking together and working together. So that's one of the ways. Am I saying this is foolproof? Again, there's no black, white, there's all gray. Not everything's going to work, but that's all we have at our beck and call right now. Is just keep working together and just trying to make sure we take care of each other the best that we can. Nothing will be perfect. Absolutely not. Who knows? Maybe at some point we won't be allowed to even do this stupid ass podcast anymore. Who knows? I don't know.
right,
But I'll figure some way out to keep doing something to stick it to somebody.
right.
So it's all we can do. And just hope we can, hopefully there'll be something left for our kids.
Right.
Yeah.
I know I got to go get some kind of planting something for my
Yeah.
daughter for Mother's Day. Potato plant or something. Got to figure out. I got to go, and I can't go to. Which one is it? Lowe's or Home Depot? I can't go.
Don't go to Home Depot.
Thank you. Then I got to go to Lowe's.
Lowe's kind of sucks too, but if you got to choose between the two, go to Lowe's.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because she does gardening.
Mm-hmm.
They do. Teaching the kids to get out in the dirt. And then I just watch. Oh, I got to find some cardboard boxes.
If you can, if you care, if you want, Garden Factory. It's more local.
Oh, okay. I'll
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah.
Definitely. But there's potato bins, whatever. You can grow your own potatoes.
I have not dipped into the potato realm yet.
I thought it'd
It
be
is-
fun for the kids.
It's on my list of things to try, but I have not. I want
Thought
to.
it'd be fun.
Supposedly, it's stupid easy. I just
Yeah,
have
well,
not
that's
done
what
it.
I thought. She needs something stupid easy.
Yeah.
But I found this one thing where they show you how to set up a gardening spot where it's mostly just you just line cardboard and then I think just twigs and plants and
Yeah.
so I want to do one of those in one of her areas of her yard where it self feeds your own garden.
This was years ago. We did this on the show. You know how you don't get as much of this in the mail anymore, but there was an insert in some magazine, and it was something called a grow box.
Yeah, you gave me one of your grow boxes.
Right. So we actually reached out to them and said, hey, if you give us 2 grow boxes, one for me and one for Melissa, we'll grow stuff, talk about it on the show, like throughout the summer.
That thing was awesome.
And then, what did I say? Because I said I can't grow anything. And if I can grow anything, one thing I can actually eat, I will buy 10 grow boxes from you. So they got free publicity. And then I did grow something out of this dumb thing, and I ended up buying 10 grow boxes, which I gave you one, and I still have. So something like that actually is relatively like you water it once a week, and it takes
that
care of
thing
it the
was
whole
amazing.
week. Yeah, I mean something like that would also probably be good for her too.
Yeah.
But those things, if you have the money, I mean, it's not like $10.
Well, she's trying to do it like she would love to be a homesteader if she could. Not true, because she wouldn't do 100%. But
Keep talking. I'm getting booze.
yeah, she tries to. Well, they just got a bearded dragon, and she named it Regina George because she said it had an attitude. But she created and made the whole terrarium herself. They have a turtle, and you name it, they have it. She's always been in the dirt since she was a kid. But she's very much wanting the kids to grow up in the dirt and learning about all that stuff. And she tries to make homemade food. Not homemade food.
Should she
That's
get
not
chickens
correct.
or something? Like something
She
that
wanted
makes food?
chickens.
Okay.
She can't. She's not zoned to have them. She tried.
Well, like here in Rochester, you can have up to 3 chickens. You can't have roosters.
No, she lives in Orchard Park.
Well, I don't know what Orchard Park is.
Yeah, she can't have chickens there.
No chickens.
Nope.
Chickenless.
Nope. Yep.
Bastards.
So I don't know if she keeps
Chicken
saying
hating
something to her husband. So I don't know if that's their idea that they might move, but that's what she keeps saying. She would love to be able to have chickens. She wants a goat.
Tell her
She wants.
they can have chickens in Rochester. Think
Well,
of the driving you'd say.
her job is in. I know
Yes,
her job
yes.
is in Buffalo. He has a really good job there.
I'm just fucking around.
They love the school
Look, my
district.
kid's in South Carolina. Yeah.
Listen, hey, I got one in Barcelona. Listen, and she's about to have a baby too. I would love them to be so much closer. I think they would move in a heartbeat if they could. And they moved to where they are for the school district and because at the time the interest rates were super low. So,
I understand.
but yeah, she would love to be able, if they could get chickens, that would, as soon as she could, she'd get chickens and goats. Forgot why the goats. I'm not sure.
I don't know if you can have goats.
I think
here.
goats because they do your lawn for you.
Well, there's
they
that.
They're all about whatever they don't need to do.
But you know what's the problem with goats?
And then pigs. What?
Wait, am I getting... No, sorry, wrong animal. My bad. Never mind. No, I was going to make a joke, but wrong animal. It's the wrong animal.
But which animal?
Sheep.
What?
Come on, if you've been on the show, you know what's wrong with sheep.
Don't know. Bah.
They're cunts, mate.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Kevin, don't be a cunt, mate.
Kevin, don't be a cunt. Fuck, I should have known that. Good God.
If you don't know, I'm throwing the C word around. Look, overseas,
Yes,
the
they're
C
all
word-
about the cunt.
The C word is different. It's like saying
Always.
asshole. It's
Always.
like
Cunt.
asshole.
Everybody's a cunt.
Everybody's a cunt.
Everybody's a cunt.
It's in a police song.
My cousin dated a guy from Ireland. Cunt all the time.
If it was on mainstream
Carrie's such a
radio.
cunt.
Yes.
Carrie's such a cunt.
So Kevin the cunt, you look it up on YouTube. It's this guy yelling at a sheep. Kevin, don't be such a cunt, mate.
Oh God, fucking cunt. Fucking cunt.
So sorry, I know I said the C word living in the U.S.
I did have to get used to that word because I used to hate it
Well, yeah,
until I
that's-
got
we were
used to
ta-
Pete
yeah.
saying it all the time.
Right.
Although I called him Pete Moss.
As much as
Peat.
as much as thanks to the Kevin video. I love the word now, and I want to use it like that. I know being in the United States, it does not go over well. So,
But
I
the
do
way they
not.
say it makes it sound better for some reason. Cunt.
Well,
They
because
give it a
usually
little.
here.
they
It's
little
usually
oomph.
meant an anger at a woman.
Correct.
Right.
It's not the same.
Whereas over there, it's
You
just
do not
like
use
you're
it
an
the same.
asshole. It's like you can call someone a
Another
dick.
thing he used to call anything alcoholic, although he always said it was always beer, but I think it was anything alcoholic. Mother's milk. Mother's milk. Could have me some mother's milk. Mother's milk.
I'm okay with that. Listen, tell my mother that though. All right, so I have one last thing on my list here. Well, I have other things, but one last thing I really do want to get to, and I want to end the show with.
Yep.
Okay. And this is actually going to be, man, Carrie. This you may have to hold this one up.
Yep.
I don't know if I can bring anything to the table with this one.
Okay. What?
Well, because we're talking about a lot of stuff that's like negative and, the world's ending kind of stuff, and what are we going to do?
Okay.
So what do we do to find some joy? And I don't think I experience joy anymore. And I'm not saying that to be, I'm not like being Eeyore.
No, I know. Oh, I know.
I'm not saying I never laugh. I'm not saying I always walk around depressed, but do I feel that anything that gives me that really super, maybe when I go down and see my daughter again, maybe I will quote, feel joy. I'm
It's
pretty
tough.
sure. So I'm just, do you have anything? Or if you don't, do you have any advice for anybody, or even me maybe? Because I don't. Again, I might find times where I laugh at things, or I might think things are funny, but I don't feel joyous. Even when I'm doing cool stuff and I'm sticking it to the man, I don't feel joyous anymore.
Haha. Well, this is what we work. Well, where I work, this is something we talk about a lot.
No.
So being truly in the moment is a huge thing, right? So do you feel joy? What were things that gave you joy before? Do you remember? Right?
Yeah,
Can you
well,
think of those
I
things.
can't talk about all of it.
Well, no, I'm just saying,
No, I
like, even
know.
think about those things. Are
Yeah.
those things no longer there, or are they just not joyful anymore? Like, what is it that's changed for you? Like, those things are things you think about. So I actually had a student talking to me about this. Very, very, I don't know, thinking about just, I don't know. We were talking about just being in the moment and just little things, like we talk about going outside and just saying, 5 things you think, or 5 things you see, 5 things you hear, 5 things you smell. But do you ever just like stand outside and just smell? What do you smell? Smell the fresh flowers. Do you smell, like, what is it? What thoughts does it bring to your mind? I don't know, things like that. I'm not good with this stuff. I'll be honest
No,
with you,
just
because I'm really struggling. I'll be honest with you. I struggle so much.
Look, even if we don't have something specific for anybody, if our conversation here about this has other listeners think about it for themselves.
But you
even
really have to find something, and that's the important part, because if you don't have anything,
no.
that's not good.
But I'm agreeing with that.
Yes,
I don't
I
feel
guess.
that I do.
And
Yeah.
And if you don't, I think that's something you need to be aware of. And you need to really seek something. You really need to seek something, even if it's something small.
And you can't get it on Amazon. Folks,
No, you
so
can't.
please
You can't
don't.
get it on Amazon.
No.
But you
Not even
can
eBay.
get it from somewhere small, even if it's in nature. Like, I remember I was having I had a really tough one time. My joy was kayaking. Do you remember when I was into kayaking for a short time?
I remember you talking about it.
Yeah. I had a hard time finding joy. Kayaking turned into my joy. It was short-lived, but it
What do you mean? So it stopped giving you joy, or
I stopped being able to do it.
oh, do you want to do it?
I wish I could.
Okay.
But it was an adventure. I discovered things, but I'm done discovering them. They're not new anymore. You know what I mean? So now I'll find something new. It was
spelunking.
I don't know. I
I
gotta.
just wanted to say
It just
spelunking.
taught me It just taught me that I enjoy adventure.
Ooh.
So I'm going to. I know it's the season. I'm going to go rent a kayak soon, because that's what I love. That's what sparked my interest in kayaking. I can't own a kayak right now because of where I live. So that was what I loved about it. So I can't own another one. So I'm going to go rent again.
Maybe
and go
you
back.
and other people can all have a share in a kayak.
Well, I can go rent a kayak and go back to where I loved kayaking, so I can still enjoy it.
A communal kayak.
I absolutely loved it. So I also know that I need to go do things that I enjoy. I got to figure out what I enjoy doing. So
I need to find new things
yes,
because
you do. And I think you touched on what you enjoy doing. That brings you joy.
I don't think doing the civic things brings me joy.
Why?
Then
why do you keep getting drawn to it?
Because I don't feel joyous when I do it. But I feel like it's really important, and if I'm not, I feel guilty. That's not joy. If I'm not sticking it to the man in some way, I feel
That's your
like
joy.
I'm not.
Yeah, you like the planning.
I don't know if it's joy. Do you know what I'm saying? Maybe I'm not explaining it right. But it's something that nourishes me. God, now I'm sounding corny, but
No, you're not. Because
this doesn't nourish me. I'm always pissed. but if it's not this, like I'm sorry, I'm doing visual shit.
No, you're fine.
If it's not political, if it's not doing stuff like helping somebody run for office, or it's being protesty. Mm-hmm. And I do it because I feel it's necessary.
right.
Am I ecstatic about it? I don't have to be. You don't have to be ecstatic.
Not
for
everybody has to be
I know.
ecstatic about
But I mean,
stuff.
there's just nothing anymore that just makes me like. I don't know how to explain it. It's I do it because I feel I have to, and I feel bad if I'm not. But it's not something that makes me get up in the morning, if that makes sense.
It does make sense. So
I don't know. I just thought we were talking about some stuff that was really kind of disheartening. Although again, I'm trying to say I do think there's opportunity in this shit that we're going through. But I was also want to hope we could maybe just at least have people thinking about what brings them joy, and I know I need to work on that myself. I do know that. Just after this campaign, because there won't be another campaign after this.
Here's another thing. I think people need to start thinking about what it is every day. Think about the fact that you get up every day and be a part of this beautiful thing that we have, and you also get to impact people each day. Mm-hmm. Correct?
Yeah, I know that. Yeah. It doesn't feel like that in the moment. We don't have to get into that right now because we're at an hour. But
I know.
yeah, I mean, you don't, as a teacher, you don't see it in the moment usually.
No, you don't.
You don't. And you have to just assume that you're having an effect that you may never see. That's been a little bit tougher. At least where I'm at, it's been a little bit tougher.
I took Friday. What's today? Saturday. So yesterday.
Yeah.
I took yesterday, and I had a couple of rough days this week. And I took yesterday, and I took a half an hour, and I played. It's a math game. It's called Math Dash, and yeah, some of the kids are a little advanced for it, but math. It's multiplication facts, and you do connect four, and you can knock people out, block, and we freaking played a game. Dang it. And it was fun, and we needed to connect, and we kind of got a little snarky with each other, like, yeah, I'm blocking you, and somebody was like, oh, Miss Carrie, no, you're not, and I was like, yeah, I am, and we were playful with each other, and this girl who has thoughts of wanting to kill herself, we were math dashing with multiplication facts, and it was like, we needed a playful day, and yeah, she probably should have been working on her AP history.
No, fuck that.
Or whatever.
Well, we've talked about that. It's
yeah,
like something,
and I
there are
just
some
felt
kids that
like
aren't-
today we just needed this. We needed to bond as a group,
Yeah.
and we're sometimes only together for 2 weeks sometimes, and I just don't care what some people might say about. To me, this is what my group needed.
For certain kids, the facts around the War of 1812 is not what they need right now.
Correct, and I made I called an audible on Friday. And I knew that's what one of my kids needed. And one of my kids that I just got, and I'm pretty positive he's on the spectrum.
One of the kids you knew of, I'll bet you other ones needed it too.
Correct. He threw on and he played Mission US, and he absolutely loves it.
Yeah,
and he popped
I've used
into
it. Yeah.
that because loud noises he doesn't like, and we were kind of playing. So he popped in over there, the rest of us. And then I had another one.
His name isn't Brick, is it?
No, it's not.
It's from Anchorman.
No.
All right,
He goes to a private school, though.
No, la-di-da. So we are over an hour, so we are going to go in all. There, we'll be back next week. Actually, probably same day, same time is good for me. But we'll talk about that once I hit stop.
Yeah, definitely not doing Sunday. It's Mother's Day.
Oh, yeah, I can. I got mothers coming over here. Yeah.
Friggin' mothers.
What are you doing for Mother's Day?
Nothing.
I don't think my wife will be mad. Would you like to come over for? Okay, I'm just bro. I'm just
I've
asking.
always loved having nothing to do on Mother's Day.
Let's just come over and eat. Okay.
I might go to the Lilac Festival.
Oh shit. Okay, fair enough.
Some people like to do that.
That's
I like just like I might walk down to
That's
the
fine.
frog pond.
Yeah, well, that's good. Have fun.
I don't have to
Be joyous.
park. And I can park to where I work and walk to Lilac Festival and not have to worry about parking.
Makes
I
sense.
don't know. Mother's Day is just kind of.
Well, if you change your mind, there's brunch of bacon and eggs and fruit.
I
and that kind of
appreciate it.
stuff. Yeah,
Thank
no
you.
worries. So, all right. So we'll be back next week with something, somewhere, somehow, and it'll be on Windows, not Linux, because that's fortunately
Switched
how
over.
I'm still rolling. And I don't know. Look, everything you need to survive is at stuartpedasso.com. You can get food for now. We'll talk about that next week. But there's 24/7 music to stick it to the man. All these old podcasts. If you didn't hear our stuff at Reef at the Rochester Erotic Arts Festival, you can go back and listen to those shows. Some amazing conversations we have. I'm still thinking about Pretty Kitties. They are just so funny. I just had so much fun with them. I really want to go to one of their shows. I still have not been to one of them.
I didn't have the pleasure.
You weren't there when they came by? Oh
Nope.
my God, they're
Nope,
awesome.
I wasn't
Pretty
there.
Kitties Burlesque. And I still want to. Yeah, so and I'm going to try and get when I'm not petitioning, try to get that extra audio we have up on our Patreon. Just go to stuartbrasso.com. There's tons of things. There's random links for you to occupy your mind that is actually fun, sometimes informative, and not pablum. So thank you for listening. Appreciate you tuning in. I'm glad you're sticking with us. Or if you just found us for the first time, we'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Hi, I'm Lucy Linden. Being an older woman in the adult film business isn't easy. You have to take care of yourself. But even with all the vitamins, exercise, and plastic surgery, there's still one thing I didn't count on: osteoporosis. When I couldn't walk after Granny Gangbang 4, I knew it was time to see a real doctor. He told me I had more bone loss than a weekly update at muffdivers.com. So I decided to take this, Calcicor. But there can be side effects, so talk to your doctor.
Warning, do not take Calcicor if you're planning on breathing through your left nostril, or if you think you may want to be able to identify the color green again. In some users, Calcicor turns their fingers into talon-like appendages. Stop using Calcicor if this occurs. Calcicor is highly flammable. Keep Calcicor away from open flames and out of hot cars. Calcicor may cause you to stare at people in public places, making them highly uncomfortable. Wear sunglasses while taking Calcicor. Calcicor may also induce the user into imagining what really ugly people look like having sex. Calcicor may cause your bones to become slippery or downy. People who take Calcicor have a tendency to smell like scallops.
When I started on Calcicor, I told Mr. Marcus, "Come on, big boy, you're not going to break my pelvis again. Ask your doctor about Calcicor and get back on your back."